Standing in front of a weathered gray brick building, crumbling concrete with overgrown bushes, stopping as your eyes narrow looking through the half-open door that was warped and twisted with age. Seeing down a long hall, only darkness at the end. Knowing that when the next step on the other side, you will be in their world. With a dry mouth, a racing heart, feeling the heaviness as a cool wind drifts by. Touching as if this abandoned place is still alive, patiently waiting like a hungry lion that has not eaten in years. Guess who's next? 1 foot in, not so bad, but the second one, there is no turning back. Looking to the corners to make sure there's nothing hiding, watching. The heaviness of past tragic lives covers, not wanting to let go. They live here with the peeling paint and graffiti. Never able to leave, you have become the entertainment. They may ask you to stay a while. A long need, I say, permanent, well. You are now standing in the very haunted Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Raven here. You know, I live very close, about 10 minutes as the crow flies, just over the hill. Sorry, couldn't help myself. We'll look at some history and the ghosts that still live there today. Located in Louisville, Kentucky, it all starts with Major Thomas H. Hayes in 1883. This was the Hayes family home. Since the new home was far away from any existing schools, he opened a local school for his daughters to attend. A one-room schoolhouse while hiring Lizzie Lee Harris as the teacher. Due to her fondness for Walter Scott's Waverly novels, she named the schoolhouse Waverly School. Liking the peaceful-sounding name, so he named his property Waverly Hill. Eventually, the school came to its end. The hospital kept the name when they bought the land and opened the sanatorium. It was early in the 1900s. Louisville was severely stricken with an outbreak of tuberculosis. In 1912, all tuberculosis patients from the city hospital were relocated to temporary quarters in tents on the grounds of Waverly Hills. In 1914, a children's pavilion added. The need for a more durable structure, as well as need for more beds, the construction of a 5-story building that could hold more than 400 patients opened in 1926. With the introduction of streptomycin in 1943, the number of tuberculosis cases gradually lowered until there was no longer a need. Waverly Hills closed in June 1961. Reopened in 1962 as Woodhaven Geriatric Center, a nursing home, treating aging patients with various stages of dementia and mobility limits, as well as the severely mentally handicapped. However, it failed with reports of patient neglect and closed by 1980. After all this, they tried to make it a prison. When this fell through, it was planned to make the world's tallest Jesus statue, with the sanatorium becoming a chapel and gift shop. No kidding. Can you imagine a 150-foot Jesus with his hands in the air, looking down on me from the hill? Guess I would need to start flying straight then. Still, couldn't help myself. Waverly Hills was sold to Tina and Charlie Mattingly in 2001. The Mattingleys hold tours of Waverly Hills and host a haunted house attraction, with proceeds going toward restoration of the property. You should look them up for the next tour, if you're brave enough. Now, to the permanent residents that never left Waverly. So, you're moved to this beautiful place, knowing that tuberculosis was a death sentence. A place where they preached sunshine and good vibes, holding on to the hope they may find a cure if you can live long enough to be treated. Looking back for us, we know that this would not be for another 40 years. Truly sad. Let's start with the infamous 5th floor. The legend is that the 5th floor was where the mentally disturbed patients were housed. Particularly room 502 is the center of much of the ghost stories surrounding Waverly. The stories say that it is on this floor that people have seen shapes moving in the windows, heard voices telling them to get out, and even tell them to jump to their own deaths. One story said that a nurse was found dead in the same room in 1928, having hanged herself from a light fixture. Apparently, She was in despair over finding out that she was pregnant out of wedlock. Another nurse who worked this room is said to have thrown herself off the roof patio onto the ground below in 1932. Some have reported pregnant visitors have felt extremely uncomfortable in the room, while others have felt supernaturally compelled to jump from the window, even to the point of having to be talked down. Timmy and the Creeper. There are a number of other commonly reported apparitions around the grounds. Voices in the Attic records the story of one famous enough to have a name. Timmy, the ghost of a young boy who wanders the halls. Timmy moves around the hospital, either playing with his own leather ball or seeking something else to play with. Some guests have reported bringing balls of their own for Timmy, only to subsequently see those same balls floating down the halls, carried by an invisible hand. Other common sightings include an older woman with chains around her wrists, often believed to have been a resident when the building was a geriatric center. Apparently, she howls for help only to run away screaming when anyone approaches her. Then there is the Creeper. Due to its creeping, crawling movements up and around the walls, ceilings, and floors. The Creeper brings with it an overwhelming feeling of dread. While there's no explanation for who or what the Creeper might be, some think he might have been a mistreated patient whose contorted appearance reflects the trauma they experienced in life. With the Creeper hanging from the ceiling, floating balls, a screaming lady, and voices in a creepy attic, a paranormal investigator would have their hands full of what was that. Oh yeah, they do rent the place out for investigations. If this is for you, bring a ball for Timmy and a fly swatter for the Creeper. Need to stay safe. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more stories. Also check the merch link for this scary cool Waverly Hills design. This helps me more than you know. Thanks.